I gotta go to the bathroom.
Up next, we're going to talk about Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
From our good friends at Paramount, they're putting a bunch of Eddie Murphy stuff back out, which we've talked about Eddie Murphy here time and time again. And, you know, we talked about Coming to America that had gotten released a little while ago, Beverly Hills Cop. We talked about 48 Hours, another 48 Hours. Paramount's kind of going to fire out a few more of his titles, which they are putting out Raw, Boomerang, and they're putting out Harlem Nights.
I can speak on why two of those aren't going to receive any big, lavish releases.
That's not, the onus is not on me.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Let's start with Raw, because Raw doesn't have...
That's one that's not going to get
It doesn't have a release date yet. It was just announced.
Thank you.
Well, the reason why I say this will not get a lavish release or much attention, there's a lot of homophobic jokes. I don't think Eddie Murphy or anyone really wants to like
bring that back up.
They
again.
want to put it out, but it's in this weird place where it's like, if you're into stand-up comedy, this was the standard of the 80s.
Yeah.
But today, it don't look too good.
He's an asshole.
Nobody that's younger is probably going to buy this and be happy with
this
it.
is going to be all... They're going to be like, why is Donkey talking about the LGBTQ community like this?
It's a little edgier than the other Shrek movies. It still has all the heart and sweetness.
Boomerang, same thing. Nobody was happy making that.
Okay.
Who directed that?
It was Reginald Hudlin.
Okay.
Reginald Hudlin directed House Party,
your boy.
one of my favorite movies of all time. And I saw Boomerang when it came out in '92. If you're unfamiliar with the plot, even the tagline, a player who's getting played. And the whole setup is he's this marketing executive, Eddie Murphy. He's successful. He gets any woman he wants. You know what I mean? He's living the dream. And then he falls for Robin Givens, who throws him for a loop. But then he also knows Halle Berry, who is like the nice girl. She works with kids. She like does art with kids. It's clear, like, dude, she's the good girl, and Robin Givens is
not so good.
Yes. In the original script of this movie, spoiler alert. How do you think this movie ends? Who do you think he gets with?
Hopefully the good girl. Russ.
Yes, he does.
So what's the problem?
Remind me what the tagline for the film was.
The player's getting played.
How the fuck is he getting played when he ends up on top at the end of this movie with
shouldn't.
the girl who he shouldn't end up with because he treated her like shit?
He should get
What
played
happened
by
was-
both of them. They should be like out to get him.
And that was the original ending of the movie.
Was it?
They tested it. Nobody wanted to see a down ending, basically.
Yeah.
And for all we know, Eddie Murphy may have had a hand in how that turned out as well. I don't know. And there's great comedy bits in this. You get great comedy scenes with John Witherspoon. You got Martin Lawrence. You've got David Alan Grier. You've got Chris Rock.
Sad, man. First the Fat Boys break up, now this.
But anyway, at the end, when he's down and out, basically realizes, I'm not getting either one of these girls. It's him and his two best friends, David Alan Grier and Martin Lawrence. They're on a rooftop. And it's a beautiful moment as friends. They're just like, dude, we'll get through it. We're boys, and sometimes shit doesn't work out. And that was how it was supposed to end. And the whole movie leading up to it, if they would have ended it like that, I was like, this movie would be, and maybe not when it came out, but like over time, I think it would have been a classic in my opinion. Eddie Murphy definitely had the star power at that time to be like, hey, if I don't like this ending, I'm switching it. Yeah. But he also took it on to show a different side of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it might not have been just, I don't want to blame him.
Okay. No blame. Have you ever owned Boomerang?
I own it on DVD. I've watched the commentary with Reginald Hudlin. That's why I know this ending issue. And that was the only feature on it, which is interesting too, because this soundtrack was huge.
Love should have brought your ass home last night.
End of the Road by Boyz II Men.
Is that where it came from?
Yes, it's not on any Boyz II Men album. It was only on the Boomerang soundtrack. So why don't they throw that video on there?
Yeah,
PM Dawn's I Die Without You.
Oh, I love I Die Without You.
Boomerang soundtrack. The song is about the movie.
Die without you.
Listen to the lyrics of I Die Without You. It's the story of the movie. dude, the soundtrack is fire. Fucking,
Is this Paramount release coming with the soundtrack?
I'm a big fan of this
Or
movie.
not.
I'm a huge fan of Boomerang.
Come on, Paramount.
Huge fan of Boomerang, apparently.
So are you going to be buying this
I am.
bare bones ass Blu-ray?
I am. I'm up, dude. I have a history with this movie.
All right.
I adore it. And dude, the parts that are funny are really fun. John Witherspoon's scene alone is worth watching the entire movie for.
We coordinate. Oh.
Because you got to coordinate.
I've never seen it, but I like hearing you say that, Russ. The other movie that they're putting out of his, which I am very familiar with, and I do also really like, is Harlem Nights.
Now, see, I've never seen Harlem Nights.
So, see, we just play right off each other. First of all, look at this horrendous. What is that? What is what's Eddie Murphy's
Where's Red
face doing?
Fox?
Why does Eddie Murphy look so stupid? Richard Pryor looks like he just like farted. Eddie Murphy's like, yo, I just smelled your fart. Like, why do they look this way? There's a beautiful hand-painted or drawn poster, original poster for this movie, which looks great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, look at this poster.
Dude, that's a badass poster.
It's
I would
great.
hang, if I was like a big fan of this movie, like I said, I've never seen it, I would hang up that poster.
Dude,
that's
it's
an awesome
I know,
poster.
it's a cool ass poster. Now look at this. Like, what is that? I love this movie, but this art is ass. This movie I saw as like a 1-2 punch right after Coming to America. I think I saw Coming to America for the first time on VHS, probably. Wherever I'd seen it, this VHS was also there. This movie, however, is written by, sole writing credit, directed, produced, and starring Eddie Murphy. And in hindsight, you can really tell that. Like, I didn't notice that at first, but you can really tell, like, this is his movie, like, he wants to put his stamp on something, or he wants to kind of own the whole thing and work with his hero, his idol, Richard Pryor.
And Red Fox.
Chance to prove himself. Yeah, like,
It's
all
like
this
him
different
throwing
stuff.
all great black comedians in one movie. That's
In
what
one
I always
place.
got the impression of
Yeah.
from this.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly,
Past and present.
yeah, and the movie got bad reviews.
No, it didn't. That's bullshit.
I don't think that was something I ever cared about, and I really just enjoyed the comedy of it. Like, I think the jokes are great. They all are very funny. The dialogue is funny. You know, it's trying to put a little caper together. It's trying to be clever and slick and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I feel like it works. I do. I think it works as far as that's concerned. I don't know if the chemistry honestly worked with a lot of the actors.
Probably a lot
of
of
people.
ego.
Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight?
Yeah, and that's the
Probably,
thing.
that's comedians. They're probably all
It
trying
is.
to one up each other, I'd imagine.
Della Reese, Red Fox, Danny Aiello, Arsenio's even got a little cameo. His cameo is funny as hell. Dude, Arsenio Hall's cameo in this movie is so funny.
I suggest you kiss my ass quick.
This was an opportunity for him to, you know, bring his idol in and work with all these people, but I think he even commented saying, like, I could have done better. Like, I could have focused more. I was more concerned with where the next party was going to be and not whether my movie was turning out well or not.
And when you say my movie, if you're writing, directing, acting, producing, like, yeah.
You have nobody to
But
blame but yourself.
As someone who has never seen it, I've always gotten the impression, basically what you just said. I kind of feel like it's a cult movie. You always ask me this, would I like it?
I think you would.
Yeah.
I think you would. Honestly, I mean, I don't think there's anything about it that is any different than most of his comedic output around this time. I just think, you know, it was trying to be a little bit something different that maybe just didn't work out all the way.
I would tell you to kiss my ass too, but you probably can't find it, you blind motherfucker.
Maybe if I go back now with a fresh pair of eyes and look at it, I can see exactly what failed and what worked and what didn't. But my memory of this movie is I just really enjoy it. I find it to be entertaining. I will be picking this up probably. It doesn't have this is another one that doesn't have a date just yet. Only Boomerang has a date so far, and that's June 28th.